I'm Kimberly.
It was the last Saturday of the month, and I had planned a grand celebration at my mother's house. The invitation read, "Celebration for Ryan's promotion and Lily's first gallery exhibit." Little did everyone know, I had a different kind of revelation in store. As the family gathered around the table, the atmosphere was filled with laughter and the clinking of silverware. I stood up, raised my glass, and began to speak. Thank you all for being here. Tonight is not just about celebrating Ryan's new role. It's also a moment for me to reflect on the journey we've taken together. I have a small gift to share. I pressed the button on the remote, and the projector behind the crystal glassware cabinet lit up, casting a bright beam onto the white wall. The first photos were from our wedding, followed by years of family pictures and a picnic from last summer. Everyone smiled and nodded, and Lily even clapped lightly. But then, the screen shifted to images of Ryan and Lily at a secret rental apartment in the city. The room fell into a dead silence. I continued, my voice surprisingly calm. There are things I've only just learned, things that made me see everything in a very different light. Next came an audio clip of Lily on the phone. Kimberly will never find out. She's too busy with work and the kids. Ryan belongs with me, not her. Lily shot up from her chair, but I raised my hand to cut her off. Not done yet. The screen then showed emails between Ryan and the director of an art gallery, outlining an agreement to give Lily a priority exhibit in exchange for a business contract. My father clenched his fists, his eyes red, and my mother covered her mouth with her hand. I took a deep breath and said, I've also sent these documents to Ryan's Corporate Ethics Committee and the city's Arts Council this morning. Lily's exhibition has been canceled, and Ryan, an emergency meeting is scheduled for Monday at 8 a.m. Ryan jumped to his feet. Are you insane? You just destroyed everything. I looked him in the eye and replied, You destroyed it first. I'm just cleaning up the wreckage. I walked to the buffet table and pulled out 2 sealed envelopes. These are the divorce papers. I've signed them. All you need to do is sign, and I won't file criminal charges for the company funds you misused. I placed the second envelope in front of Lily. This is a legal disclaimer removing you from the family will. It includes repayment for the debt you owe me over the past 3 years with interest. Sign it, and I won't release the clip where you call me a clueless idiot blinded by love. Neither of them moved. I looked directly at Lily. You think you know me? You have no idea how many contracts, how many legal projects I've handled. You saw a gentle exterior and assumed you were smarter. But you forgot silence doesn't mean weakness. No one said a word, only the faint clink of wine against glass. I took another deep breath. Ryan, Lily, I don't need an apology. I just need you both out of my life. And this time, my entire family stood with me. It all started when Ryan returned from a 2-day business trip to Boston. As he hung up his coat, a photo slipped out of his pocket. I hadn't planned to pick it up, but something in my chest made me bend down. It was a Polaroid, showing 2 bodies entwined in a dimly lit room. The man was Ryan, with that familiar scar on his left shoulder that I used to kiss every night. The woman had her face turned away, but there was something disturbingly familiar about her. That night, I lay beside Ryan, watching him sleep. He was once my whole world, but now he seemed like a stranger. I started to change. For the next few weeks, I lived a double life. On the surface, I was the Kimberly Ryan knew, cheerful, making dinner, and asking polite questions. But in reality, I was quietly gathering evidence. I started with his phone. One evening, while he was in the shower, I found a message from someone named Ellen. The messages were full of intimacy and plans. I also discovered a second phone in his car's glove compartment, filled with even more damning messages. One evening, while going through an old memory box, I found a birthday card from Lily. She was my cousin, 28 years old, who had just graduated from a prestigious art school and moved to a nearby neighborhood. I had introduced her to Ryan at a family gathering, and they seemed to get along well. I hired a private investigator named Ava. She was a tough, nonsense woman in her 40s. Within a few days, she sent me a wealth of evidence, including photos, videos, and a detailed report. I found out that Ryan was using company funds to pay for Lily's apartment and that he had pressured a client to give her an art exhibit. After that fateful night at my mother's house, Ryan moved out. His company suspended him, and Lily disappeared from social media. I sold the old house and bought a penthouse on the west side of the city. I returned to full-time work at the law firm and was recently promoted to Regional Deputy Legal Director. A year has passed. I now sit on my balcony, sipping mint tea and watching the leaves fall. I've learned that betrayal doesn't define me. It's how I rise afterward that matters. I'm no longer the woman who crumbled under the lies. I'm a stronger, wiser version of myself, ready to face whatever comes my way.